All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome to the Free Speech or Bust podcast. I'm your host, Logan Ramsey, and with me from now on will always be Luke Oliver. Luke, say hi. And Luke, didn't you recently just set up your
Hello.
Twitter? So he's on Twitter.
Yes.
His Twitter will be linked in. If you're watching the video podcast, then you will find the links to both of our Twitters in the description on YouTube. If you're on SoundCloud, then I guess I'll just link our Twitters on there. And if you're watching the video, you should see all my Twitter and YouTube stuff right there. Then on the other side will be your SoundCloud and the YouTube for the podcast. I guess I'm going to add Luke's stuff to that, but for right now, that's what we got. And the first story is, if you're looking at the monitor behind me, is Jake Paul says that he feels like a zoo animal. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, the star opened up about his recent departure from Disney. He also claimed to have made numerous attempts to stop fans from creating chaos outside of his home and said that he feels like a zoo animal. Oh, I know, right? And then it goes on and it
Poor
shows
baby.
a picture of him and shows like another headline from Hollywood Reporter. Then imagine how much we could get away from life if the only rule was as long as nobody got hurt, try again, Jake Paul. Alright, so let's take a look at this article. The 20-year-old former Bizarre actor, I guess that was like his Disney show or whatever, right? Who was let go over the summer after an incident with an LA news crew, says it's all being blown out of proportion. Yes, we had a furniture fire, but nobody got hurt. Alright, looking back, I see why everyone was like, yes, a furniture fire.
A furniture
Looking
fire?
back, I see why everyone was like, yo, this kid sucks, says 20-year-old social media phenomenon Jake Paul, because I look super immature. Yeah, you do. I'm just gonna...
Like, have you listened
have you
to It's
heard
Every
that
Day,
song?
bro?
I mean, what's your favorite line from that song?
There's only one line, but mine's... I passed all my
favorite
competition.
is,
PewDiePie's next.
Yeah, England is my city. If it wasn't 1410, America would be shitty. I mean, just get a load of that, and then I don't think it was Jake Paul, but did you hear about what Logan Paul did at VidCon?
No, I don't
VidCon's pretty
care about
stupid,
VidCon.
But basically, what happened was, I think Logan Paul went in an area where all, I guess, like where the fans were, and then the creators aren't supposed to go there because then it'll cause like mass chaos or whatever. He goes in there and starts running through like a bunch of fans and stuff, and the reason the fans are out there is because he's supposedly hid $1,000 out there. So all these like little like 12-year-old girls like on Twitter are posting about how they got like trampled and crap. And then eventually the security guards have to come in and tackle Logan Paul, which is Jake Paul's brother. And I think Logan Paul and Jake Paul even made like songs about each other, like dissing one another.
Who
Oh,
cares
totally.
at this
It
point?
has
It's
to
probably
be.
all publicity.
That was just pretty much it for that story. I just wanted to discuss, in my opinion, those guys are idiots. Like they're so dumb.
I mean, there is
What's
one
that?
thing we have in common with them, I think.
Yeah.
Aren't
from
they from Ohio?
All right, Luke's. Basically the format for this is we're just testing out how this goes. I think we each got like 3 stories, whatever. I really got like 2.5 stories. That Jake Paul one, I just like saw that on Twitter moments. And I was like, all right, we're gonna just touch on that. But yeah, furniture fire. All right, Luke, what do you got next?
It could. Scientology and why it's all
All right.
basically bullshit.
Let's discuss your findings, sir.
Okay. Okay, so Scientology, the religion created by L. Ron Hubbard, who it was supposedly met up multiple times with Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, well, I know.
Do you know
about
who that
Aleister
is,
Crowley.
Logan?
because I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan, and I watched like this documentary. Apparently, like Jimmy Page, who's like the lead guitarist of Led Zeppelin, like bought Aleister Crowley's house. And Jimmy Page, if you don't, he did a bunch of weird stuff. He like traveled, like went on tour with like a 14-year-old girl, and this is in the 1970s.
Oh yeah, he's done. Oh, Crowley did a bunch of messed up stuff, but he's not the subject of this. Okay, so this is just Hubbard's claims. Some of it's about Scientology itself. Other stuff is about his life. Hubbard claimed that this is what he said. I happen to be a nuclear physicist. I am not a psychologist, nor a psychiatrist, nor a medical doctor. Now this quote is taken from his book Dianetics, which is one of Scientology's holiest of books. The truth is, he flunked both high school and college multiple times.
And now this, what was this guy, Edron? Like, what was the name of the dude who created Scientology? Isn't there like video
L. Ron
of that guy?
Hubbard. Oh yeah, he was the leader of Scientology until like the 80s.
If this guy came up with Scientology back like when they were writing the Quran and the Bible, like back like in those times, do you think if he did that now, would it be like a widely accepted religion?
I mean,
no, it's not.
I mean, it's not even accepted today.
But like, do you think if it were to be started like back then, like would it be more accepted? Because the biggest problem with Scientology is like it's so new. Like there's video of this guy. You don't think so?
Probably not. No, because for multiple reasons, Scientology is all based around modern science. It's like modern science mixed with spiritual beliefs. Now here's another lie he said. He claimed to have been awarded 21 combat medals for fighting in World War II. The truth is, he never served a single day in combat, nor received any medals. In fact, he even claimed that he returned home as the first American casualty of war in the South Pacific, when the truth was he was sent home due to being a quarrelsome and meddlesome soldier.
This guy's reminding me of...
So he never even saw any combat.
You know how he's like always saying stuff about himself? Like to make him feel like a god figure? Like that's what that was reminding me of.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and he also claimed this is my favorite one so far. He claimed he sank a Japanese sub during a 35-hour battle. The truth is, he launched depth charges at a magnetic deposit on the ocean floor off the coast of Oregon.
Oh, yeah, this doesn't sound like the best guy to me.
Oh no, there's more. Another lie is that Hubbard was participating in sexual magic rituals for the U.S. Naval Intelligence to break up black magic in America. The truth is that no evidence of this claim put out by the church. Nibs, Hubbard's son, however, claimed his father was actually interested in sex magic as well as other occultic practices. Now, does that even sound right at all?
Sex magic practices. It doesn't... If you're gonna say that about yourself, then like something needs, like, you need to be checked out, you know? Like some guy with a degree needs to come to your house and talk to you if you're gonna talk about sex magic practices.
Oh, no. This one is my favorite. Hubbard claimed his 1950s book, Dianetics, as a milestone comparable to the discovery of fire and superior to the invention of the wheel and arc. The truth is, the Dianetics has failed to deliver even on its most basic claim 67 years after its published date.
You can't say some cocky stuff like your invention rivals the wheel.
So there's not... He doesn't...
You can't say that. You're not allowed to say that, really. Oh, I hear my little sister crying. It's
Dianetics.
making me laugh.
Oh, the Dianet. You're a horrible brother. Dianetics, first off, is a set of ideas and practices regarding the metaphysical body created by the mind and the physical body. Dianetics is practiced by Scientology and independent Dianetic groups. Now, Dianetics also has 8 core tenets called dynamics. The first dynamic is the urge towards existence as oneself, which is called the self dynamic. The second one is called urge toward existence as a sexual activity, 2 parts. First is the sexual act itself, and then the bearing of children. The third one is urges toward existence as groups of individuals. Examples would be like a school, nation, communities, blah blah blah. And the fourth dynamic is called urge toward existence as or of mankind. The fifth dynamic is called the urge towards existence of the animal kingdom, which includes all living beings, whether animals or plants. The sixth dynamic is the urge towards existence of the physical universe, such as matter, energy, space, and time. The seventh is the urge towards existence as or of spirits, so it's anything spiritual. And the eighth is the urge towards existence as infinite, called the infinity or God dynamic. Now, what do you think about those 8 dynamics?
Is it basically just like about like the things you should be attracted to? What?
Logan?
Hello? What's going on?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear
I
me?
don't know. Yes.
What do you mean? Do you know or not? Because I asked if you could hear me, and you said, I don't know.
No, I never said that. Or if I'm not thinking.
Oh my God. Alright.
Why did you scream 3 times over?
Because
I asked you, what did you think of the dynamic?
Okay, dynamics. So, are they basically just about the different things that we should be attracted to?
They're basically the 10
like,
commandments of Scientology.
Uh-huh. So,
you're confused.
Is it?
You're very confused, aren't you?
I'm trying to have you clear it up. So, what was that like about space and time? Is it talking about different things that like we should be attracted to, or?
No, it's just that you're viewing existence as all of matter, energy, space, and time as one.
So is that one just saying that the universe is just like one being?
Yes, pretty much. Like all cells of different.
Now, is this stuff that's like backed like by modern science? Like, if I were to say that to like a modern scientist, would he agree with that?
He'd probably say you're tripping on LSD or something.
Oh.
Unless you're talking like quantum physics. Mm-hmm. Okay, here I'm actually gonna get. Okay, there's one more thing I wanted to bring up about Scientology.
All right.
David Miscavige, his parents brought him into the religion, and now he's the whole leader of the religion since Hubbard is dead. And his parents, they were able to get out of it, and this is a quoted from an article. David Miscavige, while on the phone with private investigators, while believing that his father was having a heart attack, asked what they should do, and Miscavige replied, if it is his time to die, then let him die. Don't intervene. Don't do anything.
You know, I think I saw something about, like, I don't know if this is true or not. This is something that could probably be researched. But I think I heard something about Albert Einstein. Or, I don't know if it was him or, like, one of those science dudes. But, like, when they were about to die, they didn't want any medical treatment or nothing. They just wanted to go naturally.
I don't know.
Actually, let me look that up real quick on the computer. I'll look up like Albert Einstein last words.
Okay. So what do you think of that? Just telling the private investigators to let your father die.
Okay, it wasn't Einstein because apparently blood began to escape from one of his somethings, his main artery, I guess. And shortly after midnight, he muttered a few sentences in German. The nurse could not understand German, and the last words of the modern world's greatest scientists were lost. Now I want to figure out, like, who is it? Oh my god, I just accidentally bumped into my TV. Whatever, fuck it all. Hello?
Yes, I can still hear you.
No, it's not me, my little brother. Oh, thank you, buddy. Close the door. What a sweet little kid. He just brought me a candy bar.
What kind of candy bar? What brand is it?
Hershey's Cookies and Cream. I can't find this quote. And so what did you ask me?
I asked you, what did you think of just telling the private investigators to let your father die?
That's screwed up, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
for me personally, if my dad is like on his deathbed, I'm doing everything I can to make sure I preserve him in a healthy and happy state. All right?
Oh, yeah.
If my, like, what was it specifically that his dad was like suffering from?
He wasn't suffering from anything. The private investigators were just stalking him at the store and thought he was having a heart attack because he was grabbing at his chest.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So his dad was really fine, but...
Yeah, they just called and asked what they should do, and Miscavige said, don't do anything.
That's really screwed up. Now, the other night, I think we were talking about Scientology a little bit, and you said something about, like, you watched, like, this documentary about, like a bunch of corruption within in the church or whatever about it.
Yeah.
So, what was that all about?
Oh, basically it's just the actress Leah Remini, like, stating about all the stuff they've done to people. Like, she's going to, like, she's actually finding these people and talking to them. And they're basically just telling their stories about what the church did to them.
Mm.
Oh yeah, and two more things. New members to Scientology are required to sign a billion-year contract to get into the Sea organization.
Really?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
So you have to spend $1 billion?
No, a billion years.
Oh, 1 billion years. Okay, I thought you said dollars. I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, and listen to this.
That's a little screwed
Oh,
up.
That's
like the Muslim thing where if you convert or leave from it, they'll kill you. In some areas of it, I'm not gonna judge all by that, but the political Islam, like that's the whole thing, is if you leave, they kill you.
Oh yeah, and there's another thing. A man named Hawkins was one time being made fun of by Miscavige, and then Hawkins asked him to stop. And then David took that as a sign of disrespect and started hitting him in the face.
Jeez. So this guy basically like this.
He's on a power trip.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Kim Jong-un thing. You know, the dear leader thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm done I'm done bitching about Scientology. Your turn.
Okay, well before I get into my next topic, since I got this Hershey's bar, I'm gonna do a review of it.
You're gonna do You're gonna do a review of a cookies and cream Hershey bar.
Yeah.
We really are trying to hit 1 hour, aren't we?
How how long is it? Let's go see how long this has been so far.
It's been 20 minutes and
20
5 seconds.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
And I was talking for 15 minutes, and you talked 5 minutes about
So-
the Jake Paul thing.
So we're on schedule. I actually wasn't really trying to hit any time mark. I'm just.
And then we started yelling at each other because one of our computers messed up and we couldn't hear one another.
Yeah, that was really weird. A little hard to bite into. Crunchy, like that. A little too crunchy.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't have
Well-
any water in my mouth.
I give this a 6 out of 10.
I mean, I hate cookies and cream, so that's just me.
Oh, really? Like a 6 out of 10, I think. Let me just finish up this bite. I'm going on to the next topic. Alright, let me chew that up. I'm going to swallow it. It's almost down there. Now I just need to wash it down. Nice sip of water. Okay. So there's this lady. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she used to work for our government. Matter of fact, I believe she was the Secretary of Defense.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. Are you really going to talk about her?
She was a former First Lady.
Okay, oh my god, Logan. Yep, I know who you're talking
And
about. Her name is
She recently
Hillary Clinton.
You almost said Krillery. That's not even a thing. And she recently ran for president, and she was the front runner of the Democratic Party. And now she is writing a book called What Happened by Hillary Rodham Clinton. Now,
Of course, this turned
this
into a
book is-
political thing.
well, this is something I saw that I thought was pretty interesting. There's two parts of this. One, this book you can now pre-order for $15 off of Barnes & Noble if you want the e-book edition. If you want a hardcover, it's $18. And if you want the audiobook, it's $28. I wonder if she's going to be narrating it herself.
So wait, how much does the ebook cost again? Say that again.
The ebook is $15, the hardcover is $18, and the audiobook is almost $30.
What the fuck? Why is the audiobook more...
I don't know. Probably because it also they ship on a CD. But what was interesting about this is I guess she released like an excerpt from the book or whatever, and she said that Donald Trump, she called Donald Trump a creep, and said that he made her skin crawl during the second debate.
Why is she just now saying that? Like, what? 10 months
Yeah.
later. 9 months later.
Hillary Clinton said that her skin crawled as Donald Trump loomed behind her at a presidential debate in St. Louis, and added that she wished she could have pressed pause and asked America, well, what would you do? I just continue saying whatever I was saying. The words Clinton's most detailed public comments about what happened during one of the campaign's more memorable moments are included in her new book What Happened, which she called an attempt to pull back the curtain on her losing the bid for presidency. Some of the moments during the campaign, she said, baffled her. Others seemingly repulsed her. In recounting the October incident, she referred to Trump as a creep. So, as you can see, some very, highbrow stuff coming here from Hillary Clinton. And, okay, so she's pulling back the curtain on why she lost, right?
Right.
Well, I can tell you why she lost.
She's just trying to get back at Bill
First
for
of
a
all-
blowjob back in the 90s.
First of all, she didn't campaign in all the right areas, all right?
Mhm.
She campaigned in, like, the major cities where Donald Trump like visited the entire country. She didn't do that. The states that all the Democrats and liberals call the flyover states, the states to just pass over, are the states that are the reason they lost. All right, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Why those states like those, Florida? Those are the states that cost Hillary the election. Not only that, but
You also hate her
the
and love making fun
the
of her.
But the American people already have a distrust and distaste for her. All right, you want to talk about establishment politicians? You want to talk about insiders in Washington? You talk about the Clintons, Bill and Hillary.
Wasn't Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton
She's a-
friends before the election?
Yeah, they were. Let's pull up, because they were. I remember seeing like pictures of them together. Donald Trump, Clinton's. Let's go to images. Yeah, like there's images where like Donald Trump like Bill is around, like his arm is like on his shoulder, and he's very like friendly stuff here. What is this? This picture is extraordinarily interesting. They're like just like hanging out, and I'm trying to see whatever this hat is that Trump has on. It's a hat that interests me. So how do you do this? We go to view image. Let's zoom in, not on the Playboy bunny t-shirt, but rather on, yeah, I can't really make out whatever the hat says. And I was saying something too that kind of makes me upset. I was talking. Oh yeah, Hillary Clinton looks like a supervillain. The way she cackles. You want to talk about Benghazi, the email scandals? There is so much to talk about when you're talking about her, and we're not going to get into that now because that's stuff that's been done to death.
And hopefully
honestly.
ever.
And
Right, Logan?
do you have an issue with me bringing this up?
No.
Okay. Just that's something that I thought was really interesting. Now, Luke, will you be pre-ordering this book when it comes out?
I could honestly not give a damn. I couldn't...
Or pre-ordering it now and get it when it comes out. I might have to do a review of this book.
Well, that's gonna be great for me, because that's the only thing you're gonna be bitching about.
No, I'm serious. I'm going to do a full-length review of Hillary Clinton's book.
30 minutes. It has to be 30 minutes or...
Has to be 30 minutes or longer.
Oh.
You heard it here. I promise you I will be reviewing that book. I promise you. I'm not even gonna have another bite of candy. Ah, yeah. Alright, Luke, what's up? What you got next?
Okay. What I have next is basically the pros and cons of social media.
Very interesting stuff.
Oh yeah, something that hasn't been talked about to death, especially in our English classes. Okay.
What?
That's all we talk
What
about.
did you say?
This is all we talk about in English class, like at least once a quarter.
What, social
Yeah,
media?
we had to do an essay.
Really?
Like for some reason I remember doing.
I never did that.
Well, yeah, we had
I was
different
in honors
teachers.
class.
Remember that?
Yeah. And I don't understand why I got exceptionally like good grades in my honors English class, but I don't think I'm in honors English anymore because honestly I think towards the end of the school year my teacher started to not like me because I was a little punk and opinionated and crap.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
I don't know if she appreciated that.
I'm gonna just list pros and cons I could find, and then we can just talk about it.
Yeah.
Pro is a pro is it spreads information faster. A con to that is it spreads false information faster and to a more wider base. Pro is social media when used moderately studies show that it actually leads to higher grades, but heavy usage leads to lower grades, as is the stereotype. A pro is you can make new friends and improve already existing relationships. And con says that in a study, 31% of teens who used some sort of social media have reported fighting with a friend for something that happened online. A pro is that it increases voter participation. Con is criminals sometimes use it to commit and promote crimes. And health benefits of social media have included that they build communities and make people feel part of something. They normalize health-seeking behavior. They inspire a healthy lifestyle, and they aid medical research. Cons are they lead to eye strain, social withdrawal, lack of sleep. So, Logan, do you think social media is good and that most people just either use it too much or people just like to bitch?
I was gonna say this right now.
What?
I love social media, but I hate the corporations in charge of social media. I love Twitter, but I hate Twitter, if you know what I mean. I love the community of Twitter. I love the way we can use Twitter. I love the people on Twitter. I love communicating on Twitter. But I cannot stand Twitter. I despise Twitter. I hate them so much. Same thing with YouTube. I love YouTube, obviously. I have been running a YouTube channel for like 5 years. Love YouTube. Love the people on YouTube. Love the content on YouTube. Love the communication on YouTube. Love the community on YouTube. Cannot stand YouTube. And same thing goes for
especially
Facebook.
When they demonetize a video just because you made a Trump joke.
Oh, yeah. Here, let's pull this up. So, if you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, you may know that I recently did a video. Wasn't about politics, wasn't about religion or anything controversial. It was a YouTube video about video games.
Game launchers, to be precise.
Yes, this video right here. Why I hate game launchers. Ooh, I have 78 subscribers. No way. I have 78 subscribers, baby! Hell yeah! Dude, I have more subscribers than Epic Smiley 100.
I love how the 100 just cut out into an echo.
Well, you're recording the audio, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank God. Because you were, like, getting kind of robotic-y. See, I just like my own video. You're getting kind of robotic-y at some point, so I was making sure you had a higher
Okay.
quality. Oh, my God. Why am I getting server errors? Alright, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I can talk about it. This is my stuff. So, let me just put that down. Alright. So, I did a video about game launchers, and at the end, I just made a joke, alright? And it was a joke that, it wasn't a Trump joke, it was just a joke that involved, like, the President of the United States. And I used Donald Trump because he's the President of the United States. If I made that joke when Obama was president, I would have said Obama. If Hillary was president, God forbid, I would have used Hillary instead of Trump, alright? So, in the tags, all I put was like I think I put Donald Trump in the tags, right? And then they demonetized that video. Like instead of like the green with the dollar sign, it was like the yellow with the orange with the dollar sign, or yellow, whatever. And this isn't the first time that's happened to me. When I did a video actually about Donald Trump, this happened to me. Fortunately, I was able to reach out to YouTube and I was able to get that all figured out. And same thing goes for this new one. I sent in my notice saying that I was unfairly demonetized, and honestly, within tomorrow, I think it should be fixed. So I ain't really worried about that, but it's kind of funny that a video that just putting Donald Trump in the tags made it controversial, you know?
Yeah.
I see you're typing stuff up right now. Oh, I hear it rather.
Yeah, you can hear it, but I'm not typing into your Discord. Oh, hold on. So, does that mean that means it's your turn for a story?
Do we discuss social media?
We have been, unless you want to discuss it further.
Well, I just need to explain like what I was saying. Like I love the ability, like what we're able to do with social media. Oh God. But I hate the corporations in charge of it. The way they, like YouTube, like we were just talking about, demonetize stuff, and the way they
Say that again.
Twitter, like you guys remember? Do you know who Milo
No, I
Yiannopoulos
do not.
is,
Who
dude?
is that?
Milo Yiannopoulos. All right, well, he's a British gay Jewish Trump supporter, and he used to be very popular on Twitter. He would say his opinions, some controversial stuff. I remember one of the things he said.
What's
he
the
tweeted out, like, a
difference,
poll
in the words of
asking,
Patrick Starr?
Would you rather your child have feminism or cancer? And all, and all the yeah, I was just that's when Hillary Clinton said that, she was responding to Milo. She was saying, she's talking about how bad he was and how he said this, and all his followers voted for cancer.
I mean, I'm.
And he got controversy for that. Then you know who Leslie Jones is?
Yeah, I know who she is.
The black chick from the new.
I've never
Ghostbusters
watched her
and
at all.
SNL and crap. She looks like a dude. I she's not very funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if you go to the Target on Oak Point Road, do you know where that is? On like if you go to the clothing section, like on the wall, there's like pictures. I kid you not, there's this one like teenage girl that literally every time I look at it, it reminds me of Leslie Jones. But anyways, Leslie Jones and Milo Yiannopoulos were like beefing on Twitter and crap, and eventually, what happened? What Milo did, which I personally think he shouldn't have done this. Well, I don't know. It's another discussion that we could have. But he retweeted tweets from a fake Twitter account that was pretending to be Leslie Jones, where she was saying like racist crap about white people. But then Twitter banned him for that and like harassment and crap. They took him off Twitter. He doesn't have a Twitter account no more. But the really thing interesting about it was the ones that he was retweeting were fake. But if you go on Leslie Jones' actual Twitter account, you see that she's saying crap about white people too. Like, but you know, she was only being racist against white people, not black people or Mexicans or Asians or anything like that. So it's okay. But if you're bad, but depending on what level of bad you are, if you're bad but you have a certain agenda, then you're okay. But if you're bad and you oppose the mainstream agenda,
Anything that goes
that's
against the
when you get
mainstream,
bad.
they're gonna come down hard on you.
Just stuff like that I disagree with. Yeah. And that's what I don't like about social media, is that the people in charge, whether it be to protect their revenue or their credibility or whatever, will have no problem with taking down and censoring dissenting point of views. Stupid.
Yeah. What's your other
Alright,
topic?
So it's my turn to come up with something to talk about? Alright, well, as I'm chewing this candy,
Okay.
let me share this video with you on Discord.
Yeah, hold on. Okay. Black.
And I
Okay,
think the
yeah.
best thing to do would be like if we watched it together. So pull up the video. The video is titled "Black Lives Matter SJW tells room full of white people they're all racist demons." And if you're watching the video version of this podcast, the video will be displayed.
Hold on, let me just
And
get
if
it
you're
up.
listening to
and
the audio
everything.
version of the podcast, then you'll still hear the audio from
Okay,
video.
hold on.
Don't
I'm
worry
not
about
gonna
that.
full
So are
screen it.
you have it at the beginning?
Okay.
Do you want to hit?
I'm at the beginning.
All right. Let me know when you're ready. Yeah. You ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All white people are racist. So I put this up because I really want any white person in the room to know up front that this is what we're dealing with, that it's not going to be this coddling of white tears and what that looks like. We're not going to discuss, oh, maybe some of us have worked it out. No, you're always going to be racist, actually. So even when you're on your path to trying to figure out how to be a better human being, because I believe that white people are born into not being human, that actually instead of people of color and black folks being dehumanized, that actually everyone is dehumanized off rip within white supremacy, that y'all are born into a life to not be human, and that's what y'all are taught to do, to be demons. So in this particular way, white people are all racist. So I just want y'all to know that up front.
All right, Luke. First reactions to that video.
She's a dumbass.
Really? You disagree with that?
Yeah, and I don't care what anybody has to say. That's stupid and wrong.
You mean you don't think all white people are demons and racist and not human?
No, I mean, there's one white person I don't think that's human, and that's just because he's weird and a creep, not because he's white.
Who's this person, if you mind me asking?
I don't feel like getting charged with harassing or cyberbullying. But you know who.
Me in Discord.
You know who it is. I'll just send it.
Here, Facebook message me.
Okay, you're gonna know who this is.
Oh wait, crap, never mind, I'm using my phone. Okay, just Discord it.
Okay, Effie.
And then I'll, like, block it out so camera don't see it.
Don't you agree he's a creep, though?
I can't argue with that. I can't really argue with that one. Alright, so I don't want to be the guy that's saying, well, what if white people said black people weren't humans, right? But what if white people said that black people weren't humans?
And
what if it was some fat white lady in a room full of black people sitting down sipping water talking about how black people were, all of them were racist, they're not humans, and are taught to be demons? First of all, if I love how these people in the audience are just sitting there just drinking water. Like, if I was in that audience, I would be very vocal about what I have to say.
Her. I would have thrown something at her.
First of all, I'm not even, like, white. I'm, like, biracial, okay? But I have a problem with racism, no matter who it's affecting.
Because it's bad for anyone, no matter what race. It's bad for both, or all races.
See, you hear, these are the same people that claim to be against racism, but when you actually look at it, they're not against racism. And the people they call racist are the ones that are against racism.
And it goes back to that thing. If you say you're unbiased, you probably are biased.
Yeah, anyone in the media who says they're unbiased is an idiot and a liar, and that person should not ever be trusted. Everyone is biased. I'm biased. Luke's biased. Fox News is biased. CNN is biased. Everyone's biased. Sure. It doesn't matter if you're biased or not. What matters is if you're treating the subjects you're talking about fairly. Alright? And that you're not hiding any facts. That, like, there's nothing, yeah, obviously on the show, if you're listening to us, we're giving our opinions. But we're not, like, misleading you. We're telling you what's happening, and then we're...
Our opinion
saying,
on
Luke,
you.
Then, alright, Luke, what do you think about this? Logan, what's your take on that? You know? Anyone who says they're unbiased is an idiot. Anyone says that all white people are racist is racist. Is stupid. Really, really, I hate it so much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is that what... Was that one of your topics or just something to discuss? Because I know you said you had 2.5.
Yeah, that was one of my topics.
Okay, so as soon as I get done putting on my socks because my feet are cold, I'm going to get into the third topic. And Logan, do you remember what that is?
Drugs. Right now we're about, like, at 45 minutes, so we should be on schedule.
Okay, and we can just talk about anything if we're not. Okay.
And anyways, because we're probably going to be talking about something, and then get distracted and start talking about something else, so...
Okay.
If you're listening, what we're trying to do is have a minimum of a 1-hour show. So, hopefully, we can be interesting and entertaining for an hour.
Okay, so my take on drugs is that they're not all the same, and I mean the opiates and stuff like that. Like, Logan, we're in like an opiate hot zone, you know.
Totally.
I mean, we're in Ohio, right next to West Virginia.
Yeah. Do you know like why everything's all in the one areas?
No, I actually haven't looked into that part.
Well, lucky for you, I know the answer. It's because of like the different back roads and stuff, and I guess like sort of the way all the roads are set up. It's like easiest to stay hidden and transport things from different areas to other specific areas. That's why like in Ohio we have back roads. West Virginia obviously has back roads.
I
That's
hate
why
West Virginia back roads.
Do you?
Yes.
That's very interesting. Probably some kids from West Virginia are gonna start yelling at you for that one.
Oh, they can whine to their mamas all they want.
They can whine to their meemaw. Do you think is that what they call their mothers in West Virginia, meemaws?
That's basically what you called your mother if you were born in the 40s or 30s.
All right, yeah, but like I said, just the layout of the roads in the United States is the reason it's affecting different areas.
Okay.
So continue with what you were saying.
Okay, basically, like, I think it goes back, like, weed. Some strands are being proven in medical studies to be a treatment for cancer and all that good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason, I think, how China's dealing with an overpopulation problem and all that?
Yeah.
Like, do you really... And plus, it's also a big money thing. Like, if you get caught with that, don't you have to pay like a $250,000 fine for any Scheduled 1 drug? Depending.
Something crazy like that. I think you were talking about this the other night.
Yeah, and like it's a freaking...
Different.
It's a plant. So,
what I do know is that you can get in like more trouble if you have... So... one of the byproducts of smoking marijuana is THC, right? I guess that's like how much THC is like determines the level of potency or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get, this is not true. I'm not gonna say this is true. I don't know if this is true or not because this is something that my pot smoking stepbrother told me. Basically, the way he describes it is if you get caught with like a bowl or something that has traces of THC. You can get like in more trouble for that than like a kilo of coke.
And that's just stupid, because coke is actually...
No, again, that's something my legalize it pot smoking stepbrother told me. So,
and
do with that information what you will.
And like some drugs, like DMT, the most illegal substance. Like, will the synthetic stuff probably destroy your brain and stuff? Right, but like the natural stuff. Like, natural DMT is why you're able to have dreams.
Yeah, isn't... Whatever the... It's the chemical has, like, an official name. DMT is, like, the short version of it.
Mm-hmm. And
but
I
isn't
don't...
DMT something that's, like, naturally produced in your brain?
Yeah, like, pretty much it's found anywhere in nature, almost.
Yeah, because there's different plants and stuff that...
And, like, people who do DMT, like, they report, like, crazy stuff. But, like, after they're tripping stuff...
Everyone says it's, like, life-changing.
Yeah, and they no longer fear death.
And they start, like, thinking about things different ways. It's one of those things that you hear crazy stuff about. It's one of the most potent psychedelic drugs you can take.
And the fact that the natural stuff... Oh, yeah, natural DMT was legalized in the U.S. as ayahuasca. For religious and spiritual settings only.
Yeah, like, they say, like, the official way to do it is to get, like, a shaman in the crap for, like...
like somebody who's trained...
the official way. Like, someone who's trained in it. So, like, that's how serious... Like, that's how potent this substance is that you need a shaman in order to properly use it.
Oh, yeah, a documentary called DMT, The Spirit Molecule. One time...
That's the one everyone talks about.
Yeah, in the documentary, they're telling the story about the people who were administrating it. One of the people, while they were like going, like they were starting to get gone, apparently they sat up straight in bed and their pupils were so dilated that it looked like their entire eyes were black.
Yeah, I was hearing Joe Rogan talk about DMT. For those of you listening to this who know about the Joe Rogan podcast, which is all of you, you should also subscribe to this podcast. And the reason I say that is because literally everyone knows about Joe Rogan. He has like a fucking zillion followers. But anyways, he he talks about like DMT and crap a lot. Well, one of the things that I think he said is like going to another dimension, and he says like you have. I think he said he's done it like 15 times. And he says basically it's like going to another dimension, and that there's like a level of anxiety you have before everything.
Okay, Logan, I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes.
Oh my god, where are you going? You're my co-host. I need you.
You can bitch for about 2 minutes. Trust me, you're able to do that.
I really am, but I also the whole idea of the podcast is that we get both of our voices heard instead of just one.
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, I can do this in 9 minutes.
Go take a cigarette break. What do you need to do?
Okay, I will go take a cigarette break. Thank you.
No, I'm... Alright, sorry guys. Luke is gonna go take a cigarette break. Yeah, I think I just heard him set his headphones down. Now he's out of the room. Now it's just me and you. Now it's very personal. Now it's like what I do with my commentaries, but instead of gameplay, you're just seeing me sit in a chair. But at least I got these like fancy desktop wallpapers. Literally, here, I'll show you what I did to get these. If you're watching the video podcast, then you can hear what I'm talking about. If you're just listening to the audio podcast, which is available on SoundCloud, click the link at the side in order to get to the SoundCloud page where this podcast should be uploaded around the same time as the video podcast is up. The audio might be up, and I don't know. We'll see how that works. Literally, what I do is I just go 1920 by 1080 blue pattern. I was looking for a blue pattern for like the border of the video podcast, and then 1920 by 1080 wallpaper, and go on images. I just found all the ones that I thought were like most interesting and like visually appealing and crap. This one is pretty visually appealing, but I think it's a little too straightforward. So I went with this one because, like, not for her. It was just for that monster and all the crap behind her. So that's basically what I did for that. It's like Aurora.
Okay, Logan, I am back.
Cool. Oh, really? What were you doing?
Oh, I was giving my dog water. Yes, I had a little brain for it and said giving my water dog.
Last night me and Luke were talking. He's like, I'm gonna go water my dog real quick, guys. I was like, what? I just imagined
That was at 1 o'clock. That was at 11:30.
Dude, it was at a time where I guess we were both super tired, but it was still pretty stupid.
This is coming from you who,
I've seen your Luke's dog before, though. It's really cute. And I am not stupid.
You used to be.
I never was, dude.
Okay.
I was always this smart. Some would say I'm still not smart.
No. Well, I guess I did say that, but...
No.
But hold on, I'm gonna... Okay, so what were you entertaining our audience with, or did you just pause the podcast for 2 minutes?
No, I was... I started rambling about... I forget. I really forget. I was just making up as I went along. Okay, so what I was talking about before you left, basically the DMT thing, where he was talking about how he always gets like Joe Rogan. He's saying that you get like I guess a level of anxiety before you do it because it's like going to another dimension.
Or what looks like. And to be honest, whether
Yeah.
it looks like it or you actually are, it would probably still be pretty, you know. And that's a picture of my dog laying on my foot. Logan, go
You
to...
sent it to me on Discord.
Yes.
All right. Here, I have an idea. I can click on these images from Discord, and I can like save them, and I can go into documents, go to my folder, all my resources, crap, put that in there. Then I could like display that. Weren't we talking about something?
We were talking about DMT, and then I sent a husky pic because I had to go give Lucy water.
We were talking about like opiates and stuff like that. It's like heroin and crap.
Oh, yeah, don't mess around
Okay,
with
go
that
ahead.
stuff. Because I'm pretty sure
Yes.
the government's
Say
telling
what you're
us it's
saying.
true.
Well, I personally know people. This is one of the things that I didn't tell you. We were talking about, because this is one of the subjects that before we did the podcast, we didn't want to discuss our opinions on it
Beforehand.
and our personal crap about it. So now we actually can. So this is going to be interesting for the both of us. I know people personally who have been into opiates and heroin and popping pills and crap like that. It ain't worth it. The stepbrother I was talking about earlier, pot smoking one. Well, he overdosed on pills, right?
Right.
And he
Wait,
was
what kind of pills were
hospitalized.
these?
Anyone's guess, really. I don't know. The story that my stepmom said was before she went up to go to work, she wanted to tell him to, I guess, like, do his laundry or whatever. And so she's like, so the layout of my dad's house, which is what I'm talking about right now, basically like where mine, Alex's, and Jaden's room are. I probably shouldn't put the names, but whatever. I just said the names. I don't really care. But anyways, where like all our rooms are like at this top floor. Then my dad and stepmom's room is like on the bottom floor. And then like there's a staircase up, so whenever they're looking for us, they're able to just like yell up and get us whatever. Now Alex wasn't responding when my stepmom was trying to communicate with him, and so at first she's like just like frustrated with him. So she goes up to the room, opens the door, and sees him lying on the floor, and showing I guess like signs of like not breathing or whatever the case may be. He's rushed to the hospital, and he was in the hospital for like maybe 3 days or whatever, and it's all because he overdosed. Now, here's the thing to understand: if my stepmom didn't need Alex to take the laundry or whatever, and just said, "All right, going to work," and then left, he would be dead. All right, he would not be alive anymore. He would have been buried. He'd be 6 feet under the ground. He wouldn't be with us anymore. And that's something like really serious to think about. Is if you start messing with this stuff, it'll screw you over forever.
Even
The biggest thing, they say what kills junkies more than the doing the drugs is quitting. All right, they say a lot of like Sid Vicious,
no.
the bass player of the Sex Pistols, which I got the Sex Pistols. Never mind the bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols album right there. But anyways, he was into heroin and crap, right?
Right.
Eventually, he gets arrested for allegedly killing his girlfriend. He gets out of prison, and he wants to do heroin again. Problem is, he was in jail for like a couple months, right? He does the same amount of heroin that he did in his heyday, rather than working back up to it. And he dies. Overdoses, is killed.
Mm-hmm.
On his own decision. And now this isn't like, and it's sort of like suicide, but it's not. At suicide, at least you're trying to die. But with this stuff, you're just taking a risk. You feel good for a couple hours, or die. And this Narcan, what they're doing is You know Narcan, right?
Yeah, like it can revive them.
What's your opinion on that? Now that's something this is something that I do have mixed feelings on, because
Like,
now officers are like required to have it, but what happens is, these junkies overdose, and then they're brought back to life. No consequences for their actions whatsoever.
like nothing. They don't have to do community service, go to a rehab program, nothing.
No, what I say by no consequences is means, even though they screwed up and were about to die, they get back to life.
Well,
And
yeah.
then they just get into this cycle of being fine with it. Now, it's something I have mixed feelings on, because I don't like drugs, or not. When I say drugs, I mean heroin. I know I'm gonna get all the pot guys mad at me when I say that, but I do not like heroin. Hate it. I cannot stand it. All right, the what it's done to me, the way it's affected the people I know and the people I care about, I just don't like it. And I also don't like people dying. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well,
So it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things that I just have mixed feelings on, and so I'm interested in what you.
wait,
have to
what's
say
your
about it.
negative view on Narcan?
The way it just incentivizes junkies to, not to change their ways and to keep going through these negative habits.
Okay, like there needs to be like a stronger consequence than just a rehab program. Like not necessarily jail, because you know how I feel about having to pay taxes just for somebody messing up in their life.
Yeah.
I hate I don't hate paying taxes because I don't pay them yet, but I hate the idea of paying
Now,
just because.
do you think there are some cases where a jail is necessary?
Like yeah, like violent.
Are there people that should be locked up?
Yes, like
Now the drug war is one of the big things. Do you think that, like, majority of people in prison, their crime is like in some way, shape, or form related to drugs? That's one of the reasons I think drugs are so illegal, is because there's too much money in it. Keeping it illegal is way too profitable for the prison industry, for the government. There's just way too much money in having it illegal. You know?
yeah, and like that goes.
People, a lot of the
Back
times will
to
say
the,
that the drug war is stupid and that it should be ended because it's costing the U.S. money. But look, like, they're making a lot of money from it too.
Yeah, the people
So,
are the one who's
yeah.
losing the money, not the government or prison industries.
It's here to stay, whether we like it or not.
Like for like no violent crimes, like you know what I mean. Like if you're like caught with drugs or something, if it wasn't violent, like you should punish the dealers, not the people who get affected. More so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you take drugs, isn't that like your own decision?
Well, yeah, but like punish the dealers more than somebody else who
Yeah.
isn't spreading it.
I guess I could see that. It's just one of those things that I just have mixed feelings on. You know.
Plus, it's kind of
On one hand, you should be punished if you're caught with things that are illegal, but then you get into.
But it shouldn't be like
should
10 years of your life just for like doing
Yeah.
weed
Yeah.
once or twice.
Now, what's your opinion on the legalization of pot?
The legalization of weed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see why people should care, because at the age of 25, when your brain is fully developed, like, it still can do, but, like, it's not going to damage you like it will do if you're, like, what, 15 or to 20. You know what I mean?
Well, cause I know you said you're a member of the Libertarian Party.
Yeah? What the hell is
So,
that?
yeah. What do you mean, what the hell is that?
No, there's just, like, I can't, like, there's a drone flying over my house right now.
Oh crap, it might be Obama. You better duck and cover. Is the reason you're not talking because you're...
Yeah, because I was just staring at it.
What, is it like one of the consumer grade drones that like you?
No,
buy
it
for
looked like
$1,000?
like it looked sleek and big. Like it had a
So
glider.
it's like one of those.
It had
it's
a
one of those Obama drones.
Yes, it like even had a glider on it.
All right. Well, back to what I was saying. So, you think pot should be legal, right?
Yes.
All Alright, because that's what I was thinking, because a lot of people describe the libertarians as, like, the Libertarian Party as just conservatives who want to smoke weed, so I figured that, like, that would be your
Like, I don't want to smoke
opinion.
it. Yeah, like, I don't want to smoke it. I just don't see why people make a big deal. Oh, you smoked weed, you're so horrible. It's not like compared to somebody who's dealing heroin and all of that on the streets.
Yeah, weed is like, you want to talk about drugs that we should be worried about. Weed is the last one. Alright, if you want to talk about drugs we should be worried about, talk about prescription.
Ooh.
You know, a lot of the like, you know how people, they say a lot of the people that are on heroin are people that got addicted to prescription drugs.
Because it gives them the same high, right?
Yeah, something like, it's because it's an opiate.
Mm-hmm.
Alright? And heroin's a lot cheaper than some of these prescription drugs out there. So a lot of people are just switching over to that, and then they're ending up dead in the front of their car with their little kid in the back.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture?
What picture?
I remember I saw a picture. I think this was in like Lane or Cleveland or something like that. All right, let's look this up. Heroin overdosers. I think it was like their grandchild in the back.
Was it like parents or grandparents in the front seats?
I believe it was grandparents. Let's go over to images. I think I saw this on like someone shared it from. Like,
I saw it on the news because my parents still watched that.
Yeah.
And it was on the news for like 2 weeks.
So your parents don't watch the news, you said?
No, they do. I just watch it sometimes with them.
The only time I watch like the mainstream news is with like my grandma.
And it's not even mainstream. It's just local.
Because she's a grandma. My main source of information is alternative media. I trust it way more. I trust a person more than I do a corporation.
Yeah.
Alright, let me show you that photo. If you're watching the video version of this podcast, then that picture should be like up on the screen for you. Just making sure Luke can be able to see it so we can discuss it. And once it's sent to you, did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, yeah, so talk to me about that picture. What's your feelings on it?
Well, first off, not even knowing they were on drugs or anything, it looks like they're zombies.
That's what it does to you, man.
And, like, it's just stupid, too. Like, why? What were they doing? Were they doing heroin?
Yeah, I believe so.
Let me
go back and check the source.
Yeah, like, to do that together is one thing. To do it with your grandson in the back seat is a completely other thing.
It was a heroin overdose. And look, that kid is just in the back seat.
Like, I hope he doesn't remember this when he gets older. Like, he probably will. Or is it a he or she?
He.
Okay.
It doesn't, like, specify him, but just looking at the picture, it looks like a he. I know, you know, assuming this little kid's gender, but there's bigger things at stake here than that we're discussing. Things that are more serious, more important to talk about, so...
Oh, yeah. I can't remember if this was in Ohio or somewhere, but, like, some city was thinking about doing, a three strikes, you're out. Basically, if you get caught with being overdosed for the third time, officers wouldn't be legally allowed to use Narcan on you. Just because it's costing the city so much in Narcan.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
What city is that?
I don't fucking know. But it doesn't really matter what city it is. What matters is that implementation of a policy like that. So do you support that?
I do and I don't, because, like...
It's one of those things I just have mixed feelings on.
Because, like...
I don't want to incentivize the use of drugs, but I don't want people dying.
Imagine if it was somebody else's time, or, like, saying they were just doing something else, like smoking weed, or hell, who even knows, like... imagine somebody just laced Halloween candy for kids with heroin. Like, just imagine. Yeah. Like, they didn't know they were doing it, and officers had to use Narcan, but oops, they don't have it because it's like, their city is out of supply, and they can't afford more.
So yeah, I guess in a situation like that, the 3-strike program would work.
Do you think cities should be allowed to decide whether or not they should, or do you think it should be like a state or federal law thing?
I would prefer city.
Mm-hmm.
In most things I prefer state law, but I think there are some things that should be the federal law, like illegal immigration. Like sanctuary cities should not be legal. And did you hear what Trump said about maybe like decreasing their funding? I support that.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is in most cases I support state law above federal. So yeah, cities do have the right to make that a policy rather than the federal government.
Yeah. So we've hit an hour
Does that wrap it
and
up?
10 minutes. Yeah, we might as well wrap it up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the first ever episode of the Free Speech or Bust podcast. If you want to keep hearing this podcast, then of course you hit subscribe. If you're on YouTube, follow if you're on SoundCloud. And be sure to let me know in the comments what you think about this. I am Logan Ramsey. I have a YouTube channel called Figures Pictures. You can subscribe to that. The link should be down there, as well as my Twitter page. And Luke is setting up a Twitter, or he already set it up. So that's definitely going to be linked, so you can follow him. And Luke, is there anything else you want me to plug for you? Is there anything?
No, but just be warned. If you follow my Twitter, there's going to be a lot of Trailer Park Boys. So if you don't like cussing in your feeds, then be sure not.
If you don't like cussing in your feeds, I don't think they follow me or you, buddy.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
Did I say everything? All our social media and our YouTubes and our Twitters and stuff?
Yep.
Are we good?
Yep, we're good.
All right. Thank you very much for listening to this. Hopefully this gets like 1 million plays. All right. See y'all later.